Welcome back to the show. We got Monica Long in a recent interview and a lot of other stuff you need to know about today. We're not wasting any time. Somebody roll that beautiful intro.
Digital Perspectives with Brad Kimes. Come on in.
Welcome back. Yeah, you can follow us on X, YouTube, and digperspectives.com for exclusive content. Right now, $3.49 trillion market cap for crypto. The market is off 7.4. We see Bitcoin 95,300 plus, Ethereum 3,300 plus, Tether back at the number 3 spot, 137.5 billion plus market cap. XRP number 4 spots 232. We're off 4.3 on the 24. We're up 6.6 on the 7-day. Whole market bleeding a bit now. Let's get into this. The range of price for XRP between 226 and 243. We will keep an eye on it. And I also want to let you know about this. Coming up February 18th, 2025, it's Link2's AI Innovation Conference. You can come in person. The ticket is very, very affordable, or you could get a free web ticket. What are you waiting for? Sign up before all the seats are gone. That's all you got to do. Click the link underneath the video. This is going to be amazing. Listen, Tim Draper's going to be there, Robin O'Connell from Uphold, and so many more. The conversations are going to be remarkable. And if you want to get a chance to meet me, James Rule, XRP, digital asset investor, we're going to. Don't mess around. Click that link. And at the very least, get that web ticket because it's free. Coinbase wins key court approval in SEC legal battle, ladies and gentlemen. This could call everything into question. And just to put the short on it here, the Coinbase ruling, well, let's just get into the article so you can have it the right way. I'll probably phrase it wrong. So Coinbase has secured a significant legal victory in its ongoing battle with the SEC, gaining approval to appeal key legal questions to a higher court. On January 7th, Judge Falia paused the case, allowing Coinbase to seek clarity from an appellate court on whether certain digital assets on its platforms qualify as securities and if these transactions require an investment contract under the Howey test. This is fantastic because it has larger implications, not just for Coinbase's case, but every other case in this regard. And let's just understand that the Coinbase apple doesn't fall far from the Ripple tree. We're going to see some stuff out of this that may help. And listen, knowing a new administration is moving in here, I think this could really be a way of expediting some of the positions in these other open cases involving crypto. We'll keep an eye on it. Then you need to hear this. Elon Musk launching XMoney payment system. Come on in. What's going to run the back end? XRP, XLM, both of them? More than that? I'm sure it'll be a multitude of value protocols that help run that payment system in the background.
Media app X wants to become a super app and expand its reach with plans to release a payment system later this year. The CEO of X, Linda Yaccarino, posting that XMoney will, quote, connect you in ways never thought possible. XTV, XMoney, Grok, and more. Elon Musk has not yet publicly commented on the launch, but an official XMoney account was created this month and already has more than 140,000 followers.
How about that? Listen, we know that big things are coming. You remember this interview we covered a couple years ago, I believe it was. 2 years ago with David Schwartz. And listen to what he said about the top down in the internet. This is so profound where the moment we're in.
Yeah, at that time, so that was probably mid to late 2011, sort of two cracks were emerging in the Bitcoin narrative, such as it was at the time. Obviously, the narrative was, most of the people were technical enthusiasts. They were very interested in the technological end, and they weren't as savvy about like how to drive adoption. The only strategy that anyone could think of was a grassroots strategy. And that's not how the internet got adopted, right? The internet was adopted by government and military first. So it's
That's a key point.
Yes, it is.
The internet was adopted not by grassroots, but by the top down, by governments and such. Well, isn't that what we talk about a lot here is about a value protocol being adopted by a government or governments?
Yes, it is, isn't it? Right? And then we had this great dinner last night with President Trump and Stuart Alderati. That's right. Look at them. All of them smiling. This is amazing. Now, when you hear Senator Lummis talking about this, Bitcoin being a strategic reserve, listen.
Wouldn't it be fun if the next arms race was not for weapons, it was for Bitcoin? Wouldn't it be fun if the U.S. is buying Bitcoin and it scares China and Russia so they start buying Bitcoin, and we have an arms race over Bitcoin instead of over weapons? That we're as globally, we're challenging each other to have a secure store of value.
You know, it's interesting because why would you focus on just one asset, right? I wonder if the topic of conversation touched on a strategic reserve for XRP and other assets. We know Brad Garlinghouse has clearly said that it would make wonderful sense or great sense to have a diversified basket of strategic reserve assets. And it would be expected. You know, this is getting in a good place, ladies and gentlemen. I'm loving where this is going. And don't forget, Ripple, blockchain-based payment protocol and digital Euro Association member, has partnered with Chainlink, a decentralized Oracle network, to improve the adoption and utility of Ripple's USD. How about that? This is a big moment. And look, you see the interoperability. You see the multi-chain world, after all, coming together, right? Everyone's serving a different role. This is enormous. And no, Chainlink is working with Swift too, right? Well, of course you knew that. Were they going to be using Tether? Or would they use something that's highly transparent and compliant, like Real USD? I think Subjective Views has got it right here, right? The Real USD is going to be coveted and sought after by financial institutions all around the world. I believe that's why they're meeting with Trump. And just like Brad Garlinghouse says it here,
XRP was the second most valuable digital asset. And again, that's before you had these exogenous factors that I would say were unnatural, maybe not ethical in debate, but, and I think now you're seeing that change. And I think, with a level playing field, I almost think about it as if you hold a basketball under the water long enough, eventually you let go of it and it shoots up. But why are we surprised by this? Somebody was holding it underwater and now it's rising. So look, I feel like it feels somewhat vindicating, I'll be honest with you. But I think we should measure these over a long arc of time. I encourage Ripple employees. Yes, we are aware that XRP has gone up in value, but we really do try to take a very long-term view about what we're building and how that contributes to an internet of value and how XRP can be a critical component of an internet of value.
Yeah, it's like trying to disconnect some of the speculation from obviously the use case and ultimately how to think about the value. But my work as an analyst, we look at flow of funds, covering stocks for 20 plus years. And when you remove a huge barrier to inflows, what happens is, and there's demand, price goes up. And, so we've been obviously talking about these ETFs, and I still personally think we're in the very early innings of demand into just even the Bitcoin ETFs, let alone as people kind of go down the path into other assets. And so, that's hundreds of billions of dollars, in my opinion, over the next few years. And then you talk about demand from something like a reserve, which, in my opinion, it would probably far surpass the demand for even the ETF. So, it's an interesting just dynamic of like trying to set price on something where you essentially had a massive restriction on the ability to buy the demand side. And so price discovery is going to be interesting here for a while, I think.
And this is what this guy does for a living. Price discovery is going to be interesting for a while here, I think. Yeah, me too. Let me tell you, listen to this guy here from Bloomberg. This guy is always throwing shade. Riz XRP's got this spot on. Yeah, listen to Monica Long fight through this guy's terrible, whatever, I don't even, he's certainly not a journalist.
Does this create competition with XRP, though? Are you concerned that with this new stablecoin, folks will be less interested in XRP?
Jesus. Yeah, that's a great question, right? The contrarian, right? Yeah, that's why they added the real USD. So it would be something that imposed on XRP, right? That's why they created the real USD. Oh, wow. What such a profound, where does Bloomberg find it, right? Where does Bloomberg find this level of talent? Does this create competition
with XRP, though? Are you concerned that with this new stablecoin, folks will be less interested in XRP?
We see them as really complementary to one another. Yeah. So dollars can be a very effective means for payments, and we have seen that demand from within our customer base. Over time, we facilitated north of $70 billion in cross-border transactions through our payment solutions, and we've already been using stablecoins as a part of that equation. XRP is really, it's the native asset to the blockchain, so it's used for things like transaction fees on the blockchain, but then also can be a bridge asset to, trading different tokens on the XRP ledger. So we really see the two playing complementary roles.
Absolutely. And God bless Monica for walking through that like it was nothing. I tell you, what kind of question is that where you ask them, are you concerned that it's going to have an impact on XRP? That's why Ripple launched the real USD, genius, right? Where does Bloomberg find this level of professor at? Jesus. Now let's listen to hear a real person that's got some sensibility here.
Right now, this is available on Bitso, MoonPay, CoinMina, additional listings coming on Bullish, Mercado Bitcoin, and others.
Listen.
What about a huge platform like Coinbase? And
look, it's like, obviously you're not on a huge platform. What about a huge platform? We're on Uphold, the one that never delisted XRP. This guy's got Maxi Bitcoin or Ethereum written all over his face. It's like, Jesus, it's like so condescending. And I don't know what Bloomberg sees in this guy, but I tell you, it's diminishing views. I can tell you this. But again, Monica, like a champ, pushes right through it.
Others, for example. When does that happen?
We are continuing to expand distribution and availability of Ripple dollars on other exchanges. So I think you can expect to see more availability, more announcements coming soon.
How soon?
Imminently.
Well, we'll look out for that. What about in terms of adoption?
Now, this woman right here can ask questions without coming off like some condescending person, and it's actually a great engaging part of the rest of this conversation. Listen to this, you'll love it.
How big do you expect this to get in the next year realistically? I mean, do you have a baseline kind of projection on how big it could get based on the adoption you're talking about with clients? Do you think large institutions are using this? Who's using it?
So, if we look at the crypto landscape overall, I mean, it has certainly been, the market's been growing in the past couple quarters. And, we think that this year is going to be a big year for crypto overall. And so demand for stablecoins, we think will grow along with that. As you mentioned, I mean, it's really the way to on-ramp and off-ramp. It's also used as a key asset in trading. So we think that the market's going to grow tremendously over the course of the next year. Our demand from within our client base, our business doubled within payments last year. And so we see a really strong growth trajectory for our payment solution. And with that, Ripple US dollar will have a premium role.
Monica, what about other asset types? You've seen a lot of interest when it comes to ETFs tied to cryptocurrencies. A lot of questions around whether you could see an ETF tied to spot XRP. What kind of discussions are you having with people about this? Do you think we'll see one soon?
I think we will see one very soon. I think that we will see more, various crypto spot ETFs this year coming out of the U.S. And I think XRP is likely to be next in line after Bitcoin and ETH. There's already been a number of different companies like Canary and others who have filed. And so we think, especially with the administration change, and that the approvals of those filings will accelerate.
And that is super exciting. And remember, we're inside a 90-day window now on the first round of applications. I'll be sitting down very soon with Stephen McClurg from Canary Capital and talking about that filing for the XRP spot ETF as well. Stay tuned for more information on that. Then looking at this, real USD, baby, I tell you, the numbers are staggering. 100 million plus in volume in the last 24 hours. Holy moly. Yeah. And then this. What does a reserve asset mean once adopted by the U.S.? It means that the asset is systemically vital to the infrastructure and security of the United States. It means that the U.S. will hoard the asset with unlimited funds and protect it at all costs. That's exactly right. I have talked to you ad nauseum on this channel about XRP and the XRP ledger getting a systemically important designation. And that could very well happen if the role continues to unfold the way we're seeing at this point. Not financial advice from me or anyone else. I'll catch all of you on the next one.